Back to the daily grind. The channel's getting false flagged by triggered trolls, so make sure you subscribe to the new channel. Let's get to the MMA news. Johnny Hendricks, former welterweight champion, now fighting at middleweight, coming off of a knockout loss to Tim Boach, is scheduled to fight against Let me make sure I'm pronouncing his name right. It's Paulo Borrachinha at UFC 217 Madison Square Garden. Man, this is interesting because Johnny Hendricks, I don't know. I don't even really know what to say about this fight. I'll let you guys say whatever you want to say in the comments. But Johnny Hendricks, his last fight, he was knocked out. I believe he missed weight again. He's missed weight multiple times in his career. He's 2-6 in his last since he's lost the title. It's 2-6, or he's only won 2 out of 6. I've got the stat right here. 1 second. Hendricks has only won 2 of 6 fights since losing his UFC title back in 2014. So, I mean, Johnny Hendricks, man, he hasn't been the same. I wonder if he's even going to make weight for this fight. I mean, Paulo, he's undefeated. That's one of the things about this fight. Paulo Borrachinha, he's undefeated at 10-0. He's coming off of he finishing Oluwe Bambuzuwe in his UFC debut. So he is a UFC newcomer, but he's undefeated. He looked really good when he finished Oluwe Bambuzuwe. If I'm remembering correctly, he dominated that fight, finished the dude. He looked really impressive and promising. So, who knows? This could be Johnny Hendricks' last fight in the UFC. I mean, of course, we're all going to be watching. I'm going to be watching, I mean, just to see what happens. It's going to be a good fight. And on top of that, it's going to be at Madison Square Garden. So it's going to be a huge card already. Looking forward to the fight. Interesting matchup. If Johnny Hendricks can get a big win, man, maybe he can turn his career around and resurface at middleweight. But I honestly think that's unlikely. Paulo, if he gets a win, he'll have a former champion under his belt. In his second fight in the UFC, he'll still be undefeated at 11-0 if he can get this win at Madison Square Garden. So if Paulo can get this win, man, he'll be a force to be reckoned with at middleweight for sure. He'll probably move into the top 10, top 15. If Johnny Hendricks loses this fight, he could retire in the octagon. He could keep on going because he's a fighter at heart and doesn't want to quit. He could go to Bellator, which would be really interesting. I mean, but Gegard Mousasi's over there, so good luck over there. But I mean, maybe he could pick up some wins. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Johnny Hendricks' career. I'm not going to speculate on it, but I do know it hasn't been looking good for him lately. And hopefully he can make weight for this fight. I mean, even if not, I'm sure Paulo's going to take the fight. Excuse me, and it's a good thing that these guys get to fight on such a big card. It's a big opportunity for both of them. So I mean, let's get it. It is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you think about Johnny Hendricks being booked against Borrachinha. I don't know how to say his name, man. I'm gonna butcher that shit. And since he's not Paulie McNoodles, I actually want to get his name right. He's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. I don't know, but I don't know if I'm just gonna call him Paulo. That is what it is, man. I'm out. What's the difference between a dirty old bus stop and a lobster with breast implants? One's a crusty bus station and the other one is a busty crustacean.